they opened up a little small track in Danville called the Dixie Speedway, and they wanted to get some black drivers, and they thought they didn't know who to approach, so they went to the police department to find out what black guys had speeding records, things like that. So they told them they want somebody who could drive a race car to see me. So that's how I started racing.
As Matt told us earlier, trying to become the first African-American driver since Willie T. Ribbs and join Randy Bethea and the great Wendell Scott.
He did he drove the car exactly what the car wanted him to do. He got out early. It looked like a little tight, but he kept in the throttle and he got a good lap. And wow, way to go!
There you go.
Woo-hoo. That's it.
That man, Tony Schumacher, wins. He is the champion for an 8th time. But Antron Brown, if Tony Schumacher loses, becomes the first African American to win an NHRA title. 376. Antron Brown is the top fuel champion.
These need to be the best 7 laps of Darrell Wallace Jr.'s life.
That was a good first part of it right there.
Turn number 4. Darrell Wallace Jr. is going to get his first win in the Camping World Truck Series. His final time through 3 and 4. He's going to do it. Bubba Wallace wins at Kansas.
What they gonna say now, baby? Let's go!
Record is equals. Lewis Hamilton wins the Turkish Grand Prix and is a 7-time champion of the world.
Get in there, Lewis. What a way to do it, mate. What a way to win your 7th world title.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Victory Lane Vibes, brought to you by our wonderful partners at Eastside Roasters. In case you missed the X post, the Zeet, the tweet, taste testing has begun on the Vibes, so we'll be out to you sooner than you think. I'm kind of excited. I have an espresso machine that I've kept in the closet for I think 2 years. Hopefully it does turn on, but I'm ready to try the vibes.
That's gonna be pretty dope.
Yeah, I'm ready to try that. Ready to try that. But we have a well-placed show this evening for you. Kiana's back to talk about the paperclip, as is Shane to talk about the paperclip. So yeah, I think we should dive in, shall we?
You just didn't care about the rest of us.
Yes, sir.
I mean, Art, you're here. Everybody knows Bonte's here. Bonte has its own section. If they don't know his voice by now,
Bonte wasn't here when I won Talladega. So actually, I have some beef to squash real quick. Where the hell were you at? You come to my victory party.
Dang, we starting off fast.
Sorry, I didn't know you was coming on the show when you had one a Dega. That's my bad.
I'm not actually mad.
I'm just, so I'm saying my reaction real quick. I use my iPad to stream your the race and watching little TV and stuff, and then I'm seeing you literally passing the other car at the end, but the car is spun, and you end up getting the win. I'm like, well, did you win? Oh, the dub. And I'm like, oh damn! I'm like, oh damn! I gotta do this damn showy.
There were actually people at the track that had evidently looked up the Twitch channel, and the only thing that's uploaded on my Twitch channel is a clip that someone took of the finish. And there was one guy that was in the stands in front of me at the Xfinity race, and he was like, I was like, yeah, that was me. But anyway,
big dub.
Sorry.
You all good?
Yes, but you apparently there's gonna be beef if you mix the next one. So let's jump in. So What did I write down for this? Yes, NASCAR. It's time for both races to be back at night, or schedule them later so they end at night. Everybody, whether you watch NASCAR or not, knew what happened during the Xfinity race Saturday evening. Sparks fly, cars ignite, engines erupt, along with some tempers from the RCR campus. Justin Allgaier seemingly came from nowhere to win and walk off into the championship for. We'll start there. Race recap. Kiana, kick us off.
Man. I look.
Where do you even start?
Okay, I need to like go into this. I knew going into this race it was gonna be crazy, just because all the Xfinity races I've seen, especially in person this year, have been pretty like nuts, but in a good way. I mean, it's been entertaining. But I was there. I was actually on a first date. Hi, Michael. And it was funny because when they had that other wreck, and went into overtime, I turned to Michael, I was like, you know, it's about to get crazy. Like, I'm just going to warn you now, it's going to be nuts on this restart, not knowing what was coming like 3 minutes later. But yeah, I mean, in person, that was like, I mean, the whole race was good. You know, like I said, great action. You had some passing going on, like real good battles going on all over the field. But I just could not believe what happened in that moment, because it was literally like everywhere you looked, the track was on fire. Like, I don't think TV like really caught it, you know, the way they should have. But I mean, I was trying to catch what was happening everywhere, and we were near the start finish, like way up high, so I could see the whole track. And I saw like John Hunter Nemechek, you know, just like in flames, and it was just this plume of smoke coming up, and I was like, oh my God. And then I looked down, and it was like the same thing. Someone was coming across the finish line, you know, just in full flames. It was just flames everywhere. And I was like, what in the world just happened? Because I mean, it happened so fast you don't realize it. And I was like, whoa, boy. So yeah, I mean, it was just as crazy in person as it was on TV, but I feel like in person, just the noises. I can't remember who that was that smacked into the wall really hard, but that was like terrifying.
Jeff Burton. That was loud.
Yes.
It was loud.
It felt like I could feel that. Like, it shook this. It was crazy. I didn't know what to do. I was just sitting there like, okay, I knew it was going to be crazy, but did not think it was going to be that crazy. But overall, like I said, the race was great. Probably one of the best races I watched in person this season. And also, I mean, that was my first time at Martinsville too, even though it's, you know, an hour away from me, but it was just nice to like go with somebody, because I wouldn't go there alone. But I cannot believe what I witnessed. Like, that was cray cray. It was cool seeing practice and qualifying too, because I got there like right when Bubba was going. So I got to see him. He did great too. I was like really proud of him. Both in, you know, regular qualifying and pole qualifying, he did great. So cool to see him too, even though I'm sad I couldn't go to the Cup race Sunday, but I think going to Xfinity was the right choice. Like, that race was awesome. So
I think you can say you got your money's worth.
Oh, definitely. Like, and I'm glad that we went up higher, because you really could see the whole track, and it was nice to just like be able to point out which drivers I was looking for. But yeah, that ending. God, that was like, it kind of gave me the same excitement as like the Coke 600 ending, honestly. Like, that was crazy, but obviously Coke 600 wasn't as violent as that was. But whew, that was a race.
Oh yeah, Shane, you were out there as well. What'd you think of the racing product?
The race overall, it was a fantastic race. It's kind of crazy. The last couple of years that I've been to Martinsville for Xfinity, they've been the best races, some of the best races I've ever been to in my life. This one was especially good. I think it probably topped the spring race last year, the junior was in because I was at that one, and that was obviously pretty crazy as well with the whole Mayer Gibbs fight on pit road. And just like Kiana sat up high both times this weekend, just being able to see the whole track, it really, TV, it's so hard for them to do justice as to like how much is actually happening all at once around Martinsville. And you kind of get an idea no matter where you sit at Martinsville, but when you see the entire track, I mean, there are people at least hitting somebody at least every lap. So it was a great race. I was really torn, and, I'm sure we'll get into the whole RCR thing later. But I've been a Sheldon Creed fan when he was in trucks because one of my good friends, Derek Nealon, was a spotter then. Derek now spots for Austin Hill in the Xfinity series. And I always try to root for who Derek is with. So I was in the stands, RCR polo, Bennett 21 hat. And it was rough because I've been torn since they were teammates on who to just I've tried to not really like one more than the other, because Sheldon and I have actually talked on Snapchat a few times back in the day. So, and he's always been so nice. And so it was just really hard for me to pick a side. And in that situation, though, for some reason, I don't know why now, because I've totally flipped a 180 from where I was standing that night. I was pissed in the stands. I was so mad. Like like the memes are almost like just fell to my knees in Walmart or something like that. That's how I was in the stands when the 21 got turned. I literally just I don't think I even saw the cars come across the line at the finish because I just had my hands and my face just devastated that the 21 was out. And of course, as the night went on, some stuff developed with RCR that we'll talk about later. And I have some words for them, to put it lightly. But overall, amazing race. Xfinity is top notch at Martinsville. They don't need to change a thing.
Bonte, did you have a chance to partake the Xfinity race? What are your thoughts?
Oh yeah. I didn't watch. So I watched the race on off a little bit. I want my boy Sammy Smith to get that dub. Fortunately, didn't. Damn it. But I watched the end of it. I could see Creed wanted to get that win, and then you got his teammate Austin Hill right beside him. It was a mess, but it was entertainment. But it was a damn mess. But Jeb hit that wall at the end. It was insane. I'm like, you hit the wall at Martinsville? Wow. But happy for Justin Allgaier. Hey, right place, right time. Get him as credit. He raced for the championship. But probably one of the best Xfinity races I watch on. I want to watch the whole race again and see how it is. But overall, race is cool. But the ending was insane. Oh, another thing too. Oh, I'm gonna have to watch for RCR.
Y'all just can we follow the show, ladies and gentlemen?
Just
this is structured. We're structured
It's a
just so
hot
quick
topic
just to give it away. Just
you can tell who's not used to being a storyteller in this podcast.
I'm definitely not.
You got to build it up.
You gotta give me some leeway. This is like my third time here.
You a guest. You don't count. I'm talking about your friend over there with the hush meme.
My friend over there. Okay, wait, hold on. Speaking of that, what the hell is this?
Arthur.
Yeah, I wasn't able to watch it live, unfortunately. I was at a wedding, and as soon as I got back to our hotel, I was exhausted, but I knew it was probably a good race because I saw our group chat just going insane and about 1,000 messages a minute. So I was like, oh, I have to see these highlights. And as we sit here recording, they haven't released the full race yet, but as soon as it comes up, I definitely want to watch it just to see the story from start to finish. But yeah, I mean, It was crazy Martinsville. It's exactly what you want from Martinsville. I say this every week that Xfinity puts out the best product week in and week out, and they continue to prove it to be true. Before we jump into other topics, I would just say, for Allgaier, that was such a clutch moment for him. I mean, you have the moment where the gift falls in your lap, the ball tips, and it flutters right into your hands. And he, jumped on it. Like, he did exactly what he was supposed to do and stayed in it throughout all that chaos there at the end. And, he's won now at Bristol and Martinsville this year. And, I know Phoenix is considered to be a short track. So he's got to be, I don't know if you can not have a favorite considering there's only 4 drivers, but he's got to be considered a big threat to come back and steal it all. Considering he was on the brink, right? He was about as far away from anybody's mind on the white flag lap, I think, of being a contender for the championship. And 15 seconds later, he's in the hunt. So he's somebody that I would look out for. He might be my pick for next week at Phoenix for Xfinity. So great job by him. And, also I want to shout out Raj before we get into all of the other craziness. He had a really good finish as well.
Yes.
Stayed calm, avoided all the chaos and the wrecks. And there's plenty of opportunity for a young driver to get caught up in all of that foolishness and damage the car or get caught a lap down. And I believe he finished 12th. So that's a great finish for him at that track. That's a really hard track. I think that's one thing a lot of drivers say is that Martinsville is a really hard track to be good at. So for him to get a good finish pretty early on in his career, hat tip to him.
And he got pretty close to being caught in, I think it was like the second to last one that threw us into overtime. And I was like, holding my breath. I was like holding Michael's arm because I was like, oh no, because he knew I was like rooting for Raja. And I was trying to find him in all that madness, and I saw him and he just like drove right through. I was like, thank you. As long as he was good. Because that one was crazy too. But yeah, it happened right in front of him. Like if he had been there, 2 seconds earlier, he would have been caught in that. And so for him to just drive through, that was great.
Yeah, he did a good job in that race.
He did.
Hey Art, I thought Sam Mary was your boy.
He's still my boy, but I just want to give props when it's due. I can root for more than one driver.
I know you ain't talking.
All right, I know. Bster Bubba Wallace, Christopher Bell,
whatever.
Alex Bowman.
Alex Bowman,
Anyway, keep it moving.
Flag on the play. Flag on the play.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving. So I agree. The Xfinity race, to Art's point, this is NASCAR's best product right now. I need more to the next gen car to get the racing here. I need the trucks to stay trucks with just a little bit more skill. But this was the race of the year for me. As far as excitement, this is traditional short track racing. I don't know why everybody's mad about people throwing bows. Like Shane said, there was fisticuffs, before on pit road after the race when Ty Gibbs wanted to fight with his helmet on. This track just brings anger and animosity out of people. And also Allgaier just right place, right time, right opportunity, and just snatched the win. I was running back those last few cautions, and I almost want to dub one shining moment over those last 2 laps because it was, man, that was just, I feel like the song and the way Luke would be on there singing, it just all culminates together. It was just, man, it was good. But you know what was better? Do you know what was better?
What?
Tell us.
Art is, Austin versus Sheldon. It's not the first time these two have found each other's fenders this season. In case you missed it, Sheldon had to win. Austin didn't. Team orders were not given. It looked like I was watching, Mercedes F1 team out here just out here just selling. But as a result, neither of them are going to be in the championship 4. And now everybody's dismantling and reviewing the videotape about what in the world happened. If you do want some, before we get there, I had to circle back. If you want some inspirational sound clips, go back and listen to Allgaier's spotting him the last 2 laps. If that doesn't make your day happy, I don't know what will. That man almost broke my AirPods screaming so loud. But it's just literally just the joy and excitement of, yeah, you just saw all this craziness happen for you, but one person literally has a chance to fight for a championship next week because of the outcome. But yeah, we'll just do the same rotation. Kiana.
Crazy. Man. Oh, God, where do you even start? I mean, it's sad to see, even though we know with like Sheldon leaving all that, it's just sad to see when this happens within teams because I feel bad for Sheldon. I'll say that I'm Team Sheldon. So to watch that in person, knowing, what was at stake and what needed to be done, that was pretty heartbreaking. Once I got past everything that had happened, with the wreck, then I realized like, oh God, neither one of them made it. And I mean, it was just so close. Like, I love Allgaier, so like, I'm glad he won, but knowing what Sheldon needed to do, that was rough. And then, I left the track before I saw like what happened in the pit. And so seeing and hearing all of that just broke my heart even more because you could just see on his face he was so just like, dejected and sad about what happened. And then that, have people from the team coming up to you, yelling in your face and pointing fingers in your face, like it's just trifling. Like it's trifling. And I felt so bad for him. And so, yeah, I'm glad that he'll, have a different place to go. And I hope that he gets treated much better because clearly RCR has some culture issues and they need to kind of they need to regroup and figure out, how they're going to communicate these things should they be in this situation again in the future. Because it's kind of embarrassing to see that go down, on national TV pretty much. And, could have gotten a really good placement in Championship 4 and now you got nothing. So I feel like it's embarrassing for the team, but also, just for the drivers to have to go through that. That's really frustrating. But yeah, I wish the best for Sheldon because I really, I just feel for him.
All right, now Shane, I posed a question to you. You said that you and Sheldon, y'all were cool, and then because you support Austin Spotter, you pull for Austin. What was it like you there seeing two people that you're quite fond of leave it all on the line like that?
I mean, all day it didn't really seem like the 21 or the 2 are really going to be a threat for the win. I went into that really just being like, all right, Austin, just have a good day points wise. We'll get out of here and go race for a championship next week. And all of a sudden it starts, that they get near the end and they're both running up front. And I was like, oh God. And so my, I think I was tweeting. I was like, yeah, my nerves are shot. Like, someone might have to get the paramedics in the stands for me and I'm up high. So they're going to have to work their way up to get me out of here. But it was like I said, in the moment, I was just so frustrated because, and it's like Kiana said, I didn't think that Austin needed to win, but I've learned today that evidently going into turn 3, Custer was one up on Austin. So at the point where Sheldon, where he got into the back of the 2 car, knocked the radiator out of it, he was out by 1. So at that point, he did have to win. So I get where he's coming from. I get the frustration, and I get everybody else, saying what they are about him. And don't get me wrong, I'm not, riding Austin's, and anymore. I'm not going down that road anymore. I'm done with that team, that driver. I'm sick of it because let me just say this right now. Ever since Tyler Reddick, my main guy, Xfinity's fun, trucks is fun. I'll like who I like, but Tyler is my guy, and that's, my top priority in NASCAR is rooting on Reddick. The moment that he left RCR and seeing how they treated him, how they, just blatantly stopped giving a crap about him and focused only on that little silver spoon-fed, I'm on one tonight. Y'all have to forgive me, but I just was so frustrated with that team at that moment. So it was one thing for me to, stay committed to my friend and root for this team in Xfinity at all. So they were lucky to have me as a fan, period. But to get home, because I did not find out about what Richard said, what Andy Petrie said, until the second I walked into my front door after I got home from the track. And I read whoever it was that, he said it to, that Richard Childress said that he's had a lot of people that drive for him, have raced for him, but none as stupid as Sheldon Creed. And I'm sitting here like, you employed John West Townley, you employed Brian Scott, you employ your grandson in that damn 3-car, so I don't want to hear a thing out of you, you bumpkin. Anyway, I cannot stand Richard Childress at all. He is a senile, just piece of crap. I can't deal with it anymore. Sheldon, I'm coming with you to JGR, dude. I'm riding with you. I don't want nothing to do with this team. And I'll still love Derek. I'll be happy for him when his drivers win that he spots for, because I'm sure he'll be back with Austin next year and Kyle Busch in the Cup Series next year. But you ain't going to see me wearing none of the drivers' gear, rooting them on, posting about it. I'm done with that. I'm going to like who I like as a driver, and my friends will be my friends, because I cannot deal with anything that has an R and a C and another R on the front bumper of it anymore. Can't do it. So that's my thoughts. I have gone off the rails. I've been holding that in since Saturday night. So, but yeah, just Richard Childress is a horrible owner, and Andy Petrie handled it horribly as well. And it's the last thing. I'll finally shut up, because I'm sure people listening are like, oh my God, why do y'all sponsor this kid? But like, I swear to God, Andy Petrie, I don't know what he said to Sheldon, because you can't hear it in the video, but it's like Keon said, he's got people coming up to him, pointing fingers at him and yelling at him after he just got eliminated from racing for a championship. And I did make out what Sheldon said to him. And Sheldon said, if he ran into me, you guys wouldn't have said shit. And he's exactly right, because they were clearly playing favorites that night. If the roles are reversed, Richard probably don't even go to Victory Lane to see him. So that's my thoughts on that. Thank you, America. God bless you.
Bonte.
Oh.
President Shane signed off.
Shane went off. I don't blame him, man, because I'm about to go off too. I don't want to say the F word, but F this team. I'm sorry. I can't do it no more. I will the only driver that I root for, like Kyle Busch is my guy, and he will forever be my guy. I will forever associate Kyle Busch with Kyle Busch, not RCR, not none of that. You lost my respect because of that. I don't understand why. Andy Petrie, Rich Children's, getting mad at Sheldon Creed for racing for a win. Not only that, Austin Hill literally was doing the most. Literally, all Sheldon want to do is get that win, and they couldn't. It's not his fault though. But I don't understand how Petrie is so much favoritism towards Austin, and you trying to get on Creed's heels for Liberty Racing. And even if Austin Hill done the same thing, y'all don't know nothing about it, and Shane was right about that. And RCR calling out Sheldon Creed, I'm like, my man, do you realize you have your grandson driving number 3 and he sucks? Do you also realize that you employed John West Townley, Brian Scott, and not only that, this happened 3 times. First, with I think Mike Skinner. I think it's happened with Mike Skinner. The second time this happened was with Kevin Harvick in 2013. They hashed it out. Cool. But Before that, it was Kevin Harvick between their team before he left to go to Super High Racing, and now this happened with Tyler Reddick. You are a RCR. You are a terrible owner. I'm sorry. I'm be honest on that. And I'm done. I'm done with RCR. Austin Hill. I had never seen a biggest clown of my life than this guy. I used to like Austin Hill last year. I had no issue with the guy. Thought he was cool. Thought he was a cool driver. Glad I was happy when he won at Daytona last year. But now all you do is cry, my man. And not only that, you said this. You said, oh, I can't wait to him leaving RCR. I don't have to put up with shit no more. Man, screw you. You are a terrible teammate. You know what? I'm done, man. I just can't do this no more. I'm so done with this team. It's just mad disrespectful towards Creed. Sheldon Creed, I hope you good luck and success in your new team, man, because you're a good dude. That's all I gotta say.
Arthur.
Wow, man, I hate to follow up these guys because I wasn't nearly as upset. I mean, I just have no emotional investment in RCR as a Cup or as an Xfinity team, so I really didn't care as much. My big takeaway, though, or my 2 cents is, unless you tried to do team orders, which it sounds like you didn't, then you should have expected Sheldon Creed to race for the win. It's the last 2 laps of a track. He's 1-2 on the front row. I mean, you have to expect him to go for the win. Now, the wrinkle in it is him leaving, right? Because if he was a teammate that was coming back next year, this would be a completely different conversation. But he doesn't owe you anything, right? Like, you've already committed to him walking out the door, and he's only got a week left in the building. So, I mean, you shouldn't expect him to roll over and help Austin Hill. And, I think we talked about this during the Atlanta race a few months back, but Austin Hill just cries a whole lot to me for somebody who really hasn't done that much to deserve the benefit of the doubt. He just seems to be a bit of a whiner a lot. And so, I mean, I didn't have any pity or sympathy for them. I mean, I think when Sheldon Creed, I don't know if it was he locked the brakes or if he just really tried to brake check coming off a turn 4, but it was one of the two. But either way, he should have just carried through the corner and won. That's the only problem I have with Sheldon Creed is they didn't win. Right.
Just real quick, according to the data, the 21 throttled up more than he had half the race in turn 4. That's what I heard.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not upset about Austin Hill getting, a crumpled up nose coming out of it. But that's my only issue with Sheldon is that you didn't win. Like, you're going to do all that and beat and bang. I'm all for it if you're going to be on offense, but I just want you to finish it. Like, as happy as I just was in the last segment for Justin Allgaier, if I'm rooting for the 2 car, I'm rooting for Sheldon, I'm like, I just want you to finish the job, right? You've done all this work. Just bring it the last 10th of a mile and get the dub. And then all the off the track stuff. I mean, it's so dramatic. We talk about sports and with NASCAR, it's a predominantly male field, these drivers and these owners, and there's just all this testosterone, but there's all this sensitive feelings and egos and such sensitivity. Oh, he's the worst driver I ever had, blah blah blah. Oh, I parked the car, I walk past the pit box, I start clapping if I'm Austin Hill. Like, such dramatics. I just thought, I get that you're mad, of course, but I think everyone just kind of folded, because if you were really mad, you would have gone right over to his car if you're Austin Hill and said something about it, versus, oh, I'm gonna saunter off down pit road and go bark at the crew chief who wasn't driving the car at all. He didn't have the car under his control for 1 lap. So, I mean, if you're Sheldon, just finish this week out, get out of there. You've already burnt the bridge down, I think, coming into this race with RCR. Like, you weren't coming back at any point in the future in your career. So the bridge has been burnt, nuked, and the ashes have blown away at this point. So it's just move on. And, it was good fodder for folks to talk about. And, I just think also, like, with RCR, like, if it wasn't for Dale Earnhardt and you getting Kevin Harvick, you really wouldn't have nothing to talk about. It's not like this is a team that's had this pipeline of talent that, a Hendricks or even a Gibbs has had year in and year out. That's a team that's really been carried by two guys. And one of them has been passed away for over 20 years now, and the other one's about to retire. So I just think they're getting a little big in their britches to be talking the kind of spicy talk that they've been. Now, if Rick Hendricks said that, I'd be like, oh, wow, that's saying something. But, Richard likes to talk a big game and then take off his watch and his rings and his glasses and, the whole 9 yards. So I think everyone just needs to not be so dramatic. But it made for great TV. And, if you're at Martinsville, like, this is what you pay for, right? You're expected to go out there and race hard and beat and bang on each other, and fender's supposed to be crumpled up and donuts on the side of the car and all of those things. Like, it was perfect for me. Like, that's exactly what I want to see. So, someone, I think it might have been Jeff Burton earlier today, was like, the day the drivers stopped doing that, what they did at Martinsville, the fans should be upset. And he was absolutely right. Like, that's exactly what you would want to see. And I'm glad it happened the way it did.
Yep.
Yeah, it's Sergio Perez. If Christian Horner makes you feel the way that Andy Petrie and Richard Childress just make Sheldon feel, I apologize. I'm sorry. You two should leave that toxic relationship. It's not worth it, man. I've been seemingly Team Sheldon this year. It was kind of funny how RCR put out that, we're dropping Sheldon, we're kicking him out, and Sheldon was like, "No, I'm leaving." Like they tried to change the narrative, like he was some terrible, damaged, like bruised banana,
just
from
like
a grocery
Tyler.
store. Like,
Yeah,
just tried to, they're still like tires. Just like, why are you doing that? Like, what's the reasons? I was listening to Actions Detrimental, and Denny was kind of saying like how where the race shop is, they're up there by themselves, all alone, secluded, and it's just us and we got us. But just pulling pieces from everybody's think piece. Art brought up some really good points about why does it have to be that? Why are you having those type of conversations and showing all of that emotion on national television? You make your company look bad. You make your sponsors look bad. Apparently, Welland staying with the two and not going with Sheldon, which means obviously he's good enough to find some sponsorship or to take more with him if they're going to stay with the team for Jesse. But it's like, how are you condemning and slandering your own driver whose paycheck you about to sign at the end of the race? Like, what are we doing? Why are we acting this way? Andy Petrie, I don't know where your Fox broadcasting days make you have seem like you're this wildly successful individual, but you need to calm that down, bro. Stop pointing fingers. That's very unprofessional from you too. They hadn't lost Tyler, they hadn't lost Kevin Harvick, and the only reason by the grace of God that they got Kyle Busch was Richard Childress was like, I'll just pay you and we'll figure out the sponsors later. I'll pay you what you want to have you because I see the talent that you have. And Kyle Busch saw Dallas. So I was like, oh yeah, I like this money. Let me go ahead and scoot over here. But it's like they haven't had a prolific race team as it is, and arguably the most exciting thing that they have going right now is their Xfinity drivers, or had, I should say. I think Sheldon did brake check him, but the reason why I think he did that, Cole Custer a few laps ago, or a few laps before, I think before the caution that triggered the first pileup, he was going into the corner 3 wide, and he let up, he checked up, and that insinuated a 55 car accident, which brought out the caution and the red flag. So I was thinking, if I was Sheldon and he did that, was maybe if I check up the wreck behind me, it's 1 to go, I win the race, and then everybody's happy. Because at that point in time, Austin was either still second or third. So if the race had ended right then and there, Sheldon would have been right. He would have won to advance. Austin would have got the points. Cole Custer would have been nowhere to be found. And, job well done. To Shane's point, no high fives, no woohoos know, pictures with the Xfinity girls. It's just like, yeah, Sheldon won. All right, Austin, how do we win you the championship? Like, you just flip the script. So it's just funny how people in positions of power just talk down and abuse their employees. I think that says a lot right there. So I'll just leave it at that. We'll move on. But yeah, Richard Childress and Andy Petrie, if you're going to stay being as successful as you are, I'd look in the mirror after the situation, how you all handled the last few months since the announcement that Sheldon was leaving you guys, and make sure it doesn't happen again. You're not making yourself marketable. Sponsors aren't going to want to be with you, stay to you, be attracted to you if they see you verbally abusing employees like that. So just check yourself before you wreck yourself. You know what I'm saying? But on to a more positive note, there was a YRB sighting in Victory Lane Sunday.
Yeah.
Ryan Blaney walks off, advances to the championship 4, and has a pretty damn good chance at winning this title. Ain't that right, Kiana?
Oh, he's winning. When you talking about chance? Ain't no chance. He's winning.
He's heavy-handed. Like,
And he's
win.
winning.
Like,
That's it. Cut it. He's winning.
That's the show. We see y'all next week.
No, my boy's winning.
Ryan's gonna win. I just had to get this thought out, and then I'll let y'all take over. Shout out to Chevrolet proving why the Camaro's out of production. And they got to figure out something else for the Cup car. What do you mean the tire cut the wiring harness to the fuel pump and you had to tow the Camaro ZL1 pace car off of the track? That is not a good look for NASCAR. Not a good look for Chevrolet. Yeah, I'm not going to fix that. I don't think that
This happened.
would do that.
Keep in mind,
the TRD Camry wouldn't do that.
Right. Keep in mind, this is the first time this happened in the Monterey area. 2014. It's also happened with the Chevy SS, also a Chevy at Daytona. If y'all remember that.
Sounds like a
recurring
issue
fire,
for Chevrolet.
I think it literally caught on fire in the clash at Daytona. Like the one the SS's did. Seeing that
That's why they bring 2 to the track.
Seeing that from the stands was surreal. Everyone cheered when the tow truck came and got it.
As they should.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
But yeah, we had us a cup race. I'll just leave it there. Kiana, you was at the track. Kick off.
No, I wasn't. I didn't go to that one.
Oh.
I wanted to, but I knew it was going to be very crowded, and it did sell out. So shout out to Martinsville for selling out the crowd because
biggest crowd I've seen since Gordon.
Yeah, that was nuts. But it was nice to see the stands look like that too, and it seems like NASCAR in general is just really happy to see that because I know the crowd numbers have been a big conversation this year, and even the Xfinity crowd. I mean, it was packed. I didn't expect it to be that packed, and then of course the Cup racing knew that was going to be insane. But yeah, that was great. But my boy Blaney pulled it out. I knew he could do it. I was worried when Almirola took the lead because y'all already know I don't like him. So I pretty much sat on the couch holding my breath that entire last part because I was just I needed anyone to just take Almirola out of the lead. I didn't care who it was. I just needed it to be somebody. But I saw Ryan and he was coming up close and I was just all right, he's got enough time. He can get up there. Oh man, that was beautiful. It really felt like a masterclass from him because again, I feel like people have really underestimated him this season. And that's been frustrating for me as a fan because I know he can do it, but he's never really been in those conversations until, a few weeks ago. And then you look at how many points he's putting up in each race. And I mean, he's he's getting 50% more points each race. It's crazy. And he's really just out there working. And I feel like people now are seeing, oh, he's on a hot streak. He could actually do this. And I mean, he's been good pretty much all season. Yeah, he had some bad finishes, but everybody else did too. And, I just feel like he's really they figured out something on that team, because he was flying compared to everybody else out there, especially in those last few laps. He was just flying. And yeah, that was great to see. But I do think he will be able to win. I'm just gonna manifest that for him. Like, that's it. I won't accept any other outcome. I would love to see him win a championship. I think that would be great. And it was also just really nice to see, Bubba coming up to him after the race and giving him that hug. Like, that really that made my heart smile, because there's nothing like your best friend coming up to you and just like, having that moment with you and knowing how proud they are. I think that was really sweet. So yeah, that was an awesome race.
Those tires were staggered and cambered special. If you go around on the outside, you can hold it. And he did.
He did.
I'll let the next person go, but that was probably the most intriguing thing about Martinsville. The new tire didn't do anything it was promised, so that was another L. But the drivers creating a second groove at Martinsville, I had never seen that before. Them, passing on the outside, and were actually really, really fast doing it. They were able to carry so much more momentum, gain so much time going down the straights. It was really cool to see. I'm glad that Ryan did it. Denny tried to copycat, but he just lost too much ground trying to get past everybody he was trying to get through. I would have liked to see more bumpers thrown. I'm glad that Ryan was able to do it in the last green flag run, and we didn't need any excitement for TV, 10-lap shootout. But it would have been interesting to see what would have been if they got stacked up again. But Shane,
present.
What do you think about the clip? You were there, and the stands. Present accounted for.
It's like you said, tire was kind of disappointing, but them passing on the outside was wild. The thing is, if you go back and watch old Martinsville races, you're watching the pace laps, I guarantee you'll hear them say, like, you don't get stuck on the outside, you'll just drop back, forever until you can finally get down. Well, that wasn't the case this time. People were passing Tyler on the outside. I know because I saw it. People were also hitting him 1,000 times. So, frustrating day as a 45 fan, but a lot to be proud of from them this season. He's guaranteed to get his best Cup points finish, regardless of where he finishes next week. So, but overall, it was a decent Martinsville race. And I don't know if it was just like from my disappointment of Tyler being eliminated, but everyone online seems to think it was like an amazing race. And I don't know if that's because Blaney won, because I know that the winner can kind of swing that a little bit. But overall, I thought it was, it wasn't really bad, but there were plenty of times I was in the stands and it seemed like the entire field was single file going nowhere. And maybe there were like 2 groups of side-by-side cars, and that's it. Otherwise, like, everyone was where they were, and what they had was what they had. They couldn't go anywhere. And the main thing that was really interesting to me that I'm surprised hasn't been brought up yet, not just on here, but like on social media, Joey Logano turning into a full bulldozer on Ty Gibbs, because from my vantage point in the stands, it looked to me like he was trying to get a 2-for-1 deal with Denny right there. It looked to me like he was trying to shove that 54 right into the 11. And I think Denny gave him the one-finger salute out the window on the front stretch afterwards.
He did.
Well, but I don't know what that was about. He just never even let off. He just drove straight in the corner, kind of Chastain style, but instead of riding the wall, he just nailed the 54 in the butt. So,
that's Joey's style of driving, so not really surprised.
It just seems so unprovoked. Like,
he's just a menace. It's like he just gets in these moods and he's like, no, I'm just gonna be a menace today.
Ty hit the wall almost. I think he had to get out of the gas because he almost hit the wall, and he got back down, and Joey was like, how dare you race your car in front of me? I will send
Right.
your ass into the wall. Like,
And he will. Yeah.
and Brad freaking T-boned him. I mean, like, I'm really thankful
Yep.
that was not his driver's door, because that could have been that would have hurt. I mean, I'm sure it still didn't feel good, but it would have hurt a lot worse because Brad's
Yeah.
car was annihilated. So I don't know what that was about. Bowman and Burton had a mid-off down the back stretch. I think Austin Dillon had a hand in that as well. So a good little trio of garbage running each other right there. You know that, like, so what you could do is, if you have a hill at your house, you can take two of your neighbor's trash cans and take your own, roll them down the hill. You'll get the same thing right there. It's actually it's really impressive.
That good old RCR driving.
Just get you some decals. Slap a 3 on one side of your trash can, slap an 8 on the other side. Maybe put a 2 and 21 on top of the lid, and you got yourself an RCR car. You could roll that thing on the flatbed of your pickup truck, bring it to the track, unload it at Martinsville. They'll probably let you. It'll probably pass tech. Might get Chad Canals to take a look at it first, but I don't know if he'll want anything to do with it.
Oh my god!
I can't drop my mic because it would hurt everybody's ears. But if I was able to, just kind of picture that right now. Anyway.
Bonte.
I was not at home during the time, but I did cover with the race a little bit. So I heard is one of the best Martinsville races in the next gen car. I heard hers is like a new tire, got a lot of fall off on tires, so that's good. Heard the races was pretty decent. Happy for Ryan Blaney to finally get into the championship 4 and finally win at Martinsville. I'll definitely will say to him that's a redemption year for him, from no wins to the round of 8 to 3 wins in a round of 8 going to championship 4. So happy happy for him. I saw Joey Recti Gibbs driving like if he one of those cars from Burnout Revenge, if you know what I'm talking about.
He was driving like an NIS driver.
Pretty much. I don't know what was the reason for that. Call's a big one, so that's all I saw. But other than that, so I was at Golden Corral, give me something to eat because I was gone all day playing Cruiser Blast with my boy. I was seeing, so on my watch it had said on my watch, so I got a BW channel account, and shout out my boy Chance BW Nation, make sure you go follow him. He did like one of those tweets when you did like the edits and stuff. We mean he had posted it back. Bubba finished 11th. So I went to see who won the race, and Blaney won. I'm like, oh wow. Happy for my boy. So yeah, it was a cool race.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna grade this race on a curve, considering the next gen has been pretty garbage at every short track since its introduction. But yeah, I agree. There's some sentiment online, and I agree. I think this is by far the best next gen race at Martinsville. Now, if you want to look big picture, I'd say it's average, but for what we have here in this year of our Lord 2023 at Martinsville, that was pretty good. The tire that Goodyear brought was obviously very different from the last couple of years. I was really fascinated watching the rubber get laid down and seeing folks make passes on the high side. Blaney was by far the best to do it. I think that's just a testament to how good his car was. He started making those moves, I think, midway through stage 1. And I think Bubba was able to make some of those same moves throughout the race as well. But the 12 was just by far the car to beat. I mean, there were some comers and goers, but that car just clearly was the class of the field. So you tip your hat to him. And to Kiana's point, I'm looking here at his standings, and his last 5 races are a 1st, 12th, 6th, 2nd, 1st. That's pretty damn good if you're in the playoffs. You've got the highest level of stress, the highest level of competition. So for him to be able to performing at this high level, you just got to give that team so much credit. They knew that they would have to have a great day to make sure they locked into Phoenix, and they did exactly that. Him and Danny battling for a lot of the race was really entertaining to see. I predicted last week that Denny would have a shot at making up that points deficit, and he nearly did it. But the 24 was just able to hang around long enough to get the finish that he needed to clinch. And I really thought they were going to choke it. I really thought it was going to be a 24 lights too bright segment this week, and it was going to hurt my heart to have to put it on that car. But they were able to hang on. So good for them to make it to the playoffs. And like I said, for Blaney as well, just a really solid day. It's clear, though, that the short track package still needs a little bit of work. It's still a bit too hard to pass. We had cars that would start a run 16th, and after 100 laps, they might be 14th. It's just still too easy. Like, the brakes are too forgiving. The tires are too wide. All of those problems still exist, but the tire wear definitely was a factor. And like I said, I would love to be in that Goodyear meeting for them to discuss how that second lane came about. Was that something they predicted to happen? Was that just luck? I'm very fascinated by that side of racing. It was such a pleasant surprise. And again, that's something that we've never seen, I think, at Martinsville. To Shane's point, it was always a race to the bottom and then put the bumper to someone. And if that's something that they can, bring back at future races at the track, that would be fantastic, just to give you some more strategies, some more options. Just seeing cars slingshot around on the outside was great. And so hopefully it'll just improve again next year. So we always trash on NASCAR and Goodyear, right, for this car. Most of the time, rightly so, but I have to give them some credit when it's due, just because they came out with a better product than I was expecting. I thought this was going to be a napper, and I was wide awake throughout the whole race. So good job for them.
I'm going to be honest. I took a nap when Almirola took the lead, but it was only like 2 minutes, but
I was real worried that we were gonna have to come on here and talk about Eric Almirola win. I'm not gonna lie.
Who would have?
Kiana would not be here. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Well, some of us had to be professionals and would have showed up.
Episode canceled.
But then, Blaney, he was obviously the best car, but I think in 25 laps, he chased him down from 6 seconds back. And I was a little worried because it was 50 laps to go, and Blaney was, I think, like 6.6 seconds back or something like that.
Yeah.
And at lap 25, he was on his bumper. And I was like, oh, it's a wrap. Like, there's no way he's going to hold him off that long. So I felt better at that point because Blaney had already got to his bumper. But 6 seconds, at Martinsville with the traffic and everything, that's a lot to ask of a car and of a driver, especially late in the race. And they just made it look easy.
Yep.
When you have a mission and you know what you're there to do, and you were given the horse to do it, you ride that horse. Ryan Blaney did just that. He rode his horse, got the win. You can give Goodyear a morsel of credit. I still think this whole situation is trash. As much as we like to scream on here and go horsepower, we still don't know if the tires will have less grip if we give them more horsepower. It might be, a similar situation. They're just going even faster because of the grip that the cars have. Part of me feels bad because maybe Goodyear can't get in their bag with the tire because some of the chemicals that they used to use are banned now for climate control reasons or climate preservation reasons. But at the same time, I'm like, you're not driving on 95, you're on a racetrack. So if it's not a tire that's used for public consumption anyway, man the torpedoes. Let's get crazy. Let's do something.
Bro, trying to get
do something.
Don't worry, they did one thing right. They did one thing right.
Welcome SpaceX to NASCAR. No.
Give Goodyear one dub this weekend, and that's that the rubber on the track ripped the wiring out of the pace car. So that's one plus for them.
That's fair. I just wish y'all would have listened to me. Like, we gave you specific instructions about hashtag Moist Martinsville. Y'all ain't come through.
Oh no.
Ain't nobody see it. Y'all won't even try to help a brother out.
Tomato.
Y'all
We're
weren't
moving
even
on.
trying to
Next
help my
topic.
brother out. You
Play
know?
him out.
I mean, it
had
was
the
kind of moist
solution.
because we was out there sweating, but
We had the
You should have
solution.
texted me last time. I would have put hashtag
I
Moist
mean-
Martinsville on the bumper of our car.
Please no.
Well, granted,
Maybe we
I
wouldn't
mean,
have hit the damn outside wall if you'd done that.
No way.
We don't
Martinsville
need
was moist after the Xfinity race.
Yeah, my forehead.
NASCAR officials had to go to Walmart to get some Tide to wash the oil off the track. So we got halfway there. They figured out our game and they left it alone. But this
Shout out,
this
Tide.
race
We
left me.
appreciate you.
Shout out Tide. Appreciate y'all.
Shout out
5
everyone who
seconds.
had to clean the track. I mean, they
Right.
were still there Sunday morning cleaning that track,
They
and
got
I
damn
see
Shout out to
why
the
because
scrubbers.
there was so much fluid and just everything all over that track, and they had just cleaned up that other accident.
Me and TJ watched them dump like
Crazy.
2 full buckets of Speedy Dry on the front stretch.
Yeah, it was
How
nice.
did you breathe? That's disgusting.
They weren't sweeping it up; they were just dumping it on there. That's why
Yeah.
it took them so long. They didn't use the sweepers. They literally had a guy with a bucket in his hand. He popped the lid off of it, and he had his hand, and he was just like sprinkling all over the front stretch. And then they took out these big ass brooms and started sweeping it like it was a dance floor or something that they had to clean up. I don't know what happened to the track sweepers. I guess they went home already.
And my best E40 voice. Ooh. But yeah, it was an interesting cup race. That's it. The tires could have been better. The racing product was still semi there. Definitely think Ryan Blaney winning 100% skews Jeff Gluck's poll this week. But if Martinsville was a good race, because how can you say no to a YRB dub? The only Penske driver worth mentioning the last 6 months. I normally don't get excited for Phoenix because Phoenix is a trash racetrack. Hopefully the new track president can fix that. She has some great ideas in mind to help bring the racing product back. But I'm hoping that it's not going to be Nap Fest for me next week. I'm really looking forward to this Bubba Paint scheme. That's going to give me some energy. We talk about that in a second. But yeah, I'm glad Ryan won. I can live with the championship 4. We'll get to our picks here in a few ski, but yeah, let's go to lights too bright.
No, get those lights off. Off. Turn them off. They're too bright. Turn them off. Turn them off. Let's go. Ready? Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights.
What we have for this week's lights too bright.
I'll go first. I got to give lights too bright to Mr. Petrie and Mr. Richard Childress. I know we've said it before, but just because you put the rollie on don't mean you're always right. So you might need to find some chill, sir. This is just a really, truly outside looking in. This is a really damning situation for one of NASCAR's biggest teams, definitely one of the biggest Chevrolet teams. I wouldn't be yelling, screaming, shouting, having a temper tantrum over the driver leaving you, seemingly, quote unquote, causing you to miss the show in Vegas. I mean, not in Vegas, in Phoenix. Sorry, partner. He's has to continue the trial for the job he may have or may not have. So he didn't do anything wrong. It's just y'all had a really, really bad reaction to all of that. But then I'd say probably on the Cubs side, lights too bright. Joey Logano. He drove through Ty. He drove through Denny. All for a less than glorious finish. Where did Joey end up yesterday? I hate how this
in
app,
the trash.
You can tell nobody
where he
he's a
deserved.
because ain't nobody
Pretty
knows.
much. Oh, he's
He
fifth.
finished where he deserved.
fifth.
Wow.
Yeah,
Fifth, fifth,
and out,
yeah.
unfortunately.
Damn shame.
That's terrible. Yeah, well, maybe I can't say that. We get canceled for sure. But Joey gets my lights too
Working
bright.
on it.
He gets my lights too bright. I'll leave it at that. Gotta.
Oh man. I mean, Xfinity, obviously, lights too bright gotta go to RCR. That was just that was ridiculous. But like we said, I don't even really put it on the drivers. I put it on leadership. I think that's embarrassing. They need to get it together. Cup side, I'm actually gonna give it to Almirola. Yeah, okay, I hate him, whatever. But like he was, to lead that many laps and to just kind of like fizzle out right when you could have won it, that was kind of embarrassing.
That's
'Cause I
why
could
he's
see
going to be a family man.
Yep, go be a family man because I'm tired of watching you anyway. But I mean, it was very obvious his car was falling off, and I think that's what kind of woke me back up to watching the race again because I was waiting on that, and I knew he was not going to be able to stay out front the whole time and win that race. And so once I saw that, I saw the difference going down, and I was like, all right, Ryan's catching up. Ryan's catching up. I was like, he's not going to stay, and Almirola was just falling way off like so quick. So he's gotta get lights too bright. Sorry, he messed it up.
How did you like? There was someone who said that run for Almirola showed that he still had it. I can't remember who that
Didn't
was.
he say that? He
Was
said
it
that.
him? I thought there was somebody
I think
else.
he said that, and that's why I had a good laugh from that because I'm like, oh, don't even start this because that's what I'm worried about is he's gonna like change his mind at the last second, and be like, nope, I'm gonna stay another season. No, go home, be a family man. We're done. Like goodbye. I don't want to see it no more. Like I know, we know who may be taking over that car next year or whatever, but I'm tired of Almirola. I'm still mad at him for the Coke 600 getting in Bubba's face, trying to punch him because I almost jumped out the stands. Anyway,
Hands, feet,
I
chairs.
mean, I was about to throw my wig at him. Like, I'm sorry, just
We out here.
he gotta go. I'm sorry. Like it's over. You had your shot. I mean, it would have been a great little moment for him to win, and that's why I was like, all right, if he's gonna win after doing that retirement announcement, this is your time, and he didn't do it. So, sorry.
That scoundrel. All right. Lights too bright.
Yeah, I'm afraid this one might be close to a clean sweep. I'm not gonna go RCR brass though. I'm gonna go with Austin Hill. You're on the front row, coming to the last corner of a race, and you need to win to make the playoffs, and you finish 21st. That to me is probably the quintessential lights too bright. You wrecked your teammate. I mean, I understand all the drama and all these other factors around it, but at the end of the day, you took the white flag on the front row and you finished 21st. So he would be my lights too bright. I lost no sleep. I shed no tears for him on this day, or any day for that matter. My cup lights too bright. This one's kind of hard because we just talked so good about him last week, and we really gassed him up last week. But I gotta go with James Dennis Hanlon. I feel for Denny. I really do, because it's clear that he is really good at Martinsville, but he just has not been able to win lately. He did everything right that he had to. And, a lot of it, I don't even think it's necessarily his fault. I think the 12 was just better than him. He needed a caution and some calamity, and it seems like a quarter of the race went on a green flag. It's like the longest green flag run in like 30 years or something at Martinsville. Like, you just don't expect that to happen. Part of that is because of this car, and it's too hard to pass. And if you can't pass, you can't touch, and you can't touch, you can't wreck. But I have to give it with him just because he was talking so spicy all year long. This is our year. This is our year. We're going to do this. And, for the longest time, it seemed like it was going to come true. They got some wins early in the year. They had a solid run in the playoff. And then mechanical failure at Homestead. And then today, they just couldn't get it done. I mean, they finished third. And I think this will probably go down as one of the highest finishes in Lights Too Bright history. But you had to win. And a third is great and all that, but now you're watching essentially from the sidelines next week. So maybe better luck next year, 11 fans. I don't know what to tell you, but I have to go with Denny just because of all the talk, a lot of podcast chatter. And this is coming from a podcast that has a lot of chatter, but we don't drive any of the cars. So I have to give it to him.
I love you, Denny. I'm sorry. I don't agree with that, but it's okay.
Well, I mean, first of all,
That's
thanks.
probably the most endearing Lights Too Bright.
I was gonna say, first of
No,
all,
it's fair. It's fair, but
first of
it
all,
sucks.
the imprint you see is the bus on the tire tracks on my back from where Kiana threw me under it, Denny. First of all, but yeah, this one it hurts because like I really have a lot of respect for Denny as a driver, and I really thought he was gonna do it because he went up there, took the lead, won stage 1, second stage 2, got a boatload of stage points, did everything right, and like this is a very reluctant Lights Too Bright. Like I am inching the sunglasses across the table to him. I am not happily throwing them on his face. I hate it for him. I would have much rather had him make the Final Four. I think it'd be a more exciting Final Four over someone like a Christopher Bell. Sorry, Bonte, but we have to be fair, and I have to be as unbiased as possible during a very biased segment, and it has to go to him this week.
Bonte, Lights Too Bright.
All right, so my Lights Too Bright for this week, of course, Xfinity RCR, just so professional from Saturday, and like unprofessional, literally. Sunday for Lights Too Bright, even though I didn't watch the race that much, got to give it to Joey Logano. What the hell you were doing, man? What was the reason for you to do that? No need to dump the guy. Jesus. Like, you ain't got nothing to lose. And then only that, you cost Ty Gibbs the race because Brad went full on collision on him. Yeah, you deserve that. You deserve that, my guy. And you too, RCR.
Thank God you saved me for last, because my Lights Too Bright goes to Richard Reed Childress, you 78-year-old washed-up race car driver turned owner. This is how you get down in a hick town. Kyle Busch assaulting, terrible ass, piece of shit. That's it. That's all I want to say. Your team is going nowhere anytime soon, and you got enough money, get your ass in the retirement home, you senile old man. Had enough of you. Good night, America. Thank you for having me. God bless you all. I'm here all week, except when I'm racing the Victory Lane Vibes podcast car. God bless you.
Carl, I just want to say at this moment in time during this recording that
won't us, bro. We
love you so much.
We sorry, bro.
We appreciate you so much.
Carl's gonna disown all of us.
For those who may not know, Carl is our primary editor of the show, and
Shout
he is
out to
the one
Carl.
responsible for. No, you don't get to shout out, Carl, because you are on his list. And he checking it twice, and he ain't saying it. I'm telling you, like, it's a hit list. Carl, if you're listening, we're really sorry. And by we, I mean everyone else on the show except for me and Jarrett, because we haven't cussed all episode.
All right, going to 2311 corner. Bubba was as fast as Xfinity 10G. Y'all don't realize how long I've been wanting to say that. Bubba with the Xfinity mobile car, he was quick. Pit crew performed. He really looks good in purple. He finished 11th. Tyler, fire Pate's game. Thank you, brand ambassadors, for Monster Beast Unleashed. Thank you for changing this game. That was probably the sexiest monster car that Tyler's had all season. I don't know whether it was what happened. He fell off. He finished 2 laps down in 26th, I want to say. Definitely not the way that we envisioned the weekend going for Tyler in 2311. I also thought too that he would be able to steal in and sneak in and make it interesting. But I feel like in order for the race to play out sort of kind of how we want, there has to have some calamity. And there really wasn't much of that yesterday. I guess there was beating and banging and dooring and I'm gonna send you the wall, but race control is not gonna throw the caution. It was a lot of it. Of movement, but sometimes you need calamity to get these free starts for people to lose their minds and go 4 wide into 1 to try to make something of it. Granted, I'm not taking away the race result that I had, but It just sucks. I know that Tyler showed up focused. He was ready to go. He's ready to put on for the city. And the cards just did not fall that way.
I just wonder how different it would have been if he didn't have the qualifying issue and he actually got like a good starting spot. Because starting in 19th, like that's already putting you at a disadvantage, especially in Martinsville. So I kind of feel like that just that sucked. I was so mad because that was like right when I got there, and I was like, oh man.
Yeah, they tried to get him track position a couple times. And
it
seemed like both times it just didn't work out.
Yeah, that was a bummer.
He was definitely on a heater his qualifying lap.
That's what I'm saying. It's wild how that can change. Yeah, I mean, it just changes everything at that point because then you can't get a good spot.
Apparently, he had a pretty good lap going that second lap until he spun too. I didn't see the timer obviously because
he was
cooking. He
was definitely cooking. It was interesting, speaking of qualifying, how seemingly everybody picked up on the second lap. And it's been so long where we've been at a track where you actually run 2 qualifying laps, let alone you opt into the second. Most people like warm up lap, qualifying lap, right? I'm killing it.
Yeah.
But it was good to see everybody picking up on the second lap. Definitely give me some nostalgia vibes. You get 2 laps for the heater instead of just 1. So
I mean, the wildest thing is that okay, so Truex had, what do you have? Like, he had a 20.112 was his best time, and Tyler's was 20.287. So, God, that sucks. It's just, I don't know. It just, that's really unfortunate.
Arthur, Bonta, y'all got anything to add at our?
I didn't, like I said, I didn't watch the race that much. But I'm sorry, Jared, for cutting you off.
No, I was saying you can speak now.
Okay, so Bubba had a really good car. Wasn't too bad, little issues, but not too bad. The highest he was second. To then he said nope, back to third. Thought he was like second pretty much, but he had that little issue with McDowell and when he had to brake because you want to get in the wall, and that literally took him down to 18th. Like the last 150 laps, he had to literally bounce back from 18th to 11th. So kudos. So not a solid rebound from Bubba. To Tyler, I don't know what happened. I thought he had a good finish, but 26 2 laps down, Jesus, what's going on? I hate it from guys. But I am proud of this whole team, this whole organization in the playoffs. Both cars even made it to the round 12. Even though Bubba missed out on round 8, he still made the playoffs at the end of the day. Happy for him. And not only that, he's literally 10th in the standings. Tied with 9th with Ross for 9th. So overall, even though we ain't gonna win this season, overall this year was pretty amazing.
All right.
Yeah, I would just want to say first off, you, Michael McDowell, you scrub ass, turning at a 45-degree angle ass, trying to wall Bubba Wallace.
Carl,
I can't stand you, bro.
Y'all didn't do it.
Carl, it wasn't me.
I was trying to behave, you, bro. You are the worst. You are the worst.
He is.
Oh my God. You get loose and you just decide, I'm just gonna go head on at the wall at a death angle just to make Bubba Wallace check up and lose 18 spots. You are such a bum. If you ever get this audio clip, bro, you are a bum and you always be a bum. And I hope you get out of here soon. I hope you get out the Cup Series soon. I cannot stand this man, bro.
God.
He is the most fake ass nice dude I've ever seen in the Cup Series.
No, but he been doing us wrong.
What?
He has.
Man, I tell you, not only is it just because it's Bubba, but golly, boy, you already got loose. You done lost a shit ton of spots anyway, bro. Go ahead and just take the L and straighten your car up. Oh my god, this is why like I couldn't be on a pit.
I feel
bike,
like he
'cause
should have been your lights too bright because
No, he was saving
Oh
that.
my
He was saving
I had to save it because like that wasn't lights too bright. That's just you suck. Okay, that's a difference between like there's one thing for you to not perform, and then it's another thing for you to just be straight trash. And that's just what that effing 34 car is, bro. Like, oh my
he's been annoying
god,
all season though. Like
he's such a.
Man,
Oh, I was about to go further. I'm gonna stop. So
You might as
had
well
never-
already gotta edit this for 24
I
hours
just I
straight.
cannot stand that dude, bro. Like, and it's just such a trash move. Like, you already
It is.
lost the corner. You're getting passed on both sides. And be like, can't let you by. But I just let
Right.
87 cars, let the whole field by on the inside. Like, just gather up your car, bro. Like, I cannot stand that dude.
I really feel like he just hates Bubba. I don't know.
He
It
does.
he
I mean,
does.
we know
He
Bristol.
definitely
He
does.
said
Y'all
some
don't
pretty
remember
spicy
Bristol?
stuff. I remember.
Right.
At
You
the
don't remember the All-Star
All-Star?
race?
I remember.
Yeah.
Man,
Man,
he is still deserving of hands and feet for that ignorance pull of that night.
Let me.
That's
he
the
had
hill
the
I'm gonna throw
audacity
my
to do
wig
it
at.
again.
'Cause
You know, I'm gonna tell you a quick side story. So I only went to one cup race this year. I went to Richmond. Me and Jarrett were there, and you know, before the race, they had the midway where they have all the little interviews and stuff. And what a pairing! The two drivers they had for us to see were Michael McDowell and Noah Gregson, bro. What a rotation that
God.
was! I tell you what, and you know what? I sat there and I listened to Noah, and he was cool. And then they brought Michael McDowell in on the cart into the tent. I walked my ass right out that tent, bro. Like I was the only one to leave. And I feel so every Sunday I feel validated by that decision. I'd rather stand in the hot August Richmond heat than sit in an AC tent and listen to Michael McDowell, bro.
Make your
That's
decision
how
feel
deep it
more
is.
valid.
Hey, hold on. I'm gonna say this. I had never seen Art went off, and not only that, this is the second episode we had 2 F-bombs. Oh my god,
bro! I'm just so sick of it, man. Like I don't understand why
there
you
was
have
no
to.
reason for him to act like that. There just really wasn't.
None.
Like,
I'm
you know,
gonna-
Bubba's not in the
I'm gonna-
playoffs anymore.
Art-
Like, chill out.
I'm going to further
Everybody's
validate
just
your
doing their
decision
thing.
to leave. He had an autograph session at the NASCAR hauler, the merch hauler on Sunday. And I was just walking by all the merch trailers because most of the weekend I was standing beside the 2311 truck handing out some of our hero cards. And when I was walking back that direction to do that some more, there was like 2 people at that truck. And I was like, and I looked up and saw McDowell. I was like, oh, hey, it's that one. And then I kept walking. The line was like 2 to 3 people long. I literally could have hopped in, probably got him to sign something for
Ain't
me like
nobody come to
80
see you.
times by the time he left. I should have bought some of his shit and scalped it. But
I would say they don't love you like they used to, but they never did. So you
They
could just
never
go ahead
did.
and go at any time.
I was gonna say something really bad, but I'm not gonna say it.
You know the time where he was most loved when
When he-
everybody was gasping when he wrecked at Texas.
Damn it, that's what I was gonna talk about.
Most love and affection was
I
that
was-
one singular moment in time.
I was gonna say that that outside wall at Texas in 2008 sure loved him a lot.
Like
But
I don't wish
since
any ill harm. But I just want you to get off my screen every Sunday, bro. Like
And
you
stop
want to talk
harassing
about
Bubba.
a family
Dang, like,
man.
Chill.
Go be a fam. You should go be the family man. Honestly, like just go. I don't know
With
how many
your
kids
family,
he got.
you got 8 kids, bro.
Oh, he got 8 kids. Oh, bro,
got-
you got to
he
get
got
out.
a lot of
He gonna be around forever. Then them expensive.
He got college fund.
That's 8 tuitions. Never mind.
Big college fund coming up
Oh
quick.
my
He's got to
God.
win like 2 more Daytona 500s before he
Bro,
can
we're gonna
retire.
have. He gonna be in that 34 car till 2043. We're gonna have him forever.
Forever.
Never
Probably
mind.
long. How old is Michael McDowell? Genuine question. Does anybody know?
Too old. Old enough to know
All
better.
right,
Hey.
now wait a minute. No,
Hold
wait a
on
minute.
now. Wait. I gotta think of this. Y'all
Not
help me, y'all help
Malcolm
me.
McDowell. Who the hell is this?
38.
Who was the
That's not
driver?
bad.
Was it
38,
Morgan Shepherd?
38. What about Morgan Shepherd?
Was he the one that drove the furniture car and he was like 62 before he got out the car?
No.
I know Derek
Who
Cope
was that?
hung around way too
No, not
long.
him. It was a black and teal furniture car. It was like a
Black.
furniture store.
Oh,
It was
oh my
old.
God! It was
You know what
also
I'm
the
talking
front row.
Yes.
It was
No.
in, like,
Older. Go back.
older.
Back further.
Because Morgan Shepherd only drives a Jesus car.
Was it
Jesus.
Was it what?
It was a Thunderbird. It was the it was
God.
before we switched to the Taurus. It was we going back. I'm showing my age,
I
but
was about to say it's going way back.
brother man was like 65, collected
Let me
Social
see.
Security before he got out the car.
You said
You sure it wasn't
78.
Derek Cole?
I'm positive.
I know exactly what he's talking about, but
It's
I
like
can't
the
think of it.
black and teal furniture car because we had one in Richmond. I was like, oh, that's the car. But I like the name is like I can't think of it right now. But I want to reference that driver.
Oh my God, I know what you're talking about.
Donnie
This is
Allison.
before the internet.
Number 38.
38. Oh.
No, it was like the 90 car.
Oh, the 90 car.
Oh, Derek Cole.
I think so.
Yeah, that is Derek Cole.
That's Derek Cole.
Man,
Yeah.
see there.
Man.
See there.
No, it's not him though. I promise you. It's
Morgan
not.
Wait,
Shepherd.
Hold on.
Yes, it was Morgan Shepherd.
Are you
Was
talking about Buckshot Jones?
No. It's Morgan Shepherd because he drove the car. Anyway,
He drove the '89 car.
NASCAR.
Yes, he drove
Bobby
NASCAR
Hillin?
history lesson. No, it's Morgan Shepherd. I have to bring the picture.
Didn't
It's at
Bobby
my
Hillin
parents'
drive a like?
He was Morgan Shepherd led a
Thunderbird.
nationwide race at 70 years old in 2012.
See?
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I take that back. He set the record twice at 74 and at 75. I take that all the way back.
Yeah,
The
so we'll
record's-
have Michael McDowell for a good time.
Oh man.
Bro,
Sorry, guys.
You know, in hindsight, considering the curse that I put on Noah Gregson at that signing and what happened to him the week following that Richmond race, I should have stuck around. That's what I'm learning. I should have got a selfie with him. And,
No, I feel like I jinxed Noah because I was like singing his praises from Atlanta because he was so nice to me. Both at God, how many times did I see him now again? Like 2 or 3 times, and he was like dapping me up every time.
Yeah,
And
if you
really
if
like 3
anyone-
days later, all hell broke loose. So
Yeah, if anyone goes back and listens to our Richmond race, like it was literally like the day we recorded, and like I talked so good, I gassed him all the way up. I was like, he was so
3
cool and
hours
nice.
later.
Yeah, the next day, I wake up, the city is burning. I'm like, what have you done?
Have never created a retraction
We-
episode so fast.
We've been through so much this season.
We've been through lots of ups and lots of downs.
Of course.
Here comes a down moment now. It's time for Ask Bonte.
Oh, that's not nice.
Oh,
Man, forget that diss. I'm
Jared.
gonna buy you a race car bid.
that's terrible.
Just found one with the number 45 on it.
That's
Black and yellow too.
It was right there for the taking. I'm
you
sorry.
know
It
it's
was
you
right
know
there.
it's bad when everyone
love
else
Bonte.
on the show is like, oh come on,
Boo this man.
Yeah.
Boo this man.
Unprovoked.
All right, you got them, or you want me to
yeah.
read them?
Well, we got
Actually, no, you
I
don't get to read
can't-
them after that. You don't get to read them
No.
after that. You
No,
lost
no.
your
You go ahead, you
privileges.
do it. I
Yeah,
can't find them
I-
because
I got it.
we didn't
Yes.
save them. You got it.
All right, Bonte. So we got 2 of them this week for you. I'm going to start with an easier and maybe the shorter one. So the first one is by longtime listener, longtime Ask Bonte fan, BW Nation Chance. Shout out to you. He's asked, "What is your?"
Stop. He's not a fan. He's a friend, sir.
How you gonna stop, bro?
All right.
Uncouth. Let him ask the question.
I said he's a fan of the show. Is he not?
He is, but he said he's a fan.
That's
of
what
me.
I said.
Fan of the show, sir. Now, come
You
on.
know what? This
Somebody
might be the
get
last
cut.
segment for this.
Somebody about to get cut. All right. So the question before I was so rudely interrupted was, "What is your favorite all-time Bubba Wallace moment?"
Okay. Y'all can answer this question if you want to. Shout out to my. Shut up, Jared.
What you got?
Shout out to my boy Chance. Favorite BW moment. Kansas last year. Why? I said that because when you in the Cup Series, it's harder to get a win. Bubba showed them that he belonged in the Cup Series. Literally dominated stage 3 when we got the lead 58 laps. And then we got out the car and they gave him I kind of sush. Oh, that was fire, man. Probably one of my favorite all-time BW moments of all time. But if Bubba wins the Daytona 500 one year, That would be number one, of course.
We can't do hypotheticals. It's not the question.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. I'm gonna manifest that because Daytona's always on my birthday, so I need that
Right.
to happen, preferably next year.
Arthur.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
They didn't say what is your
Possibility.
dream Bubba Wallace moment. They said what is your
Oh,
favorite existing
Next
moment.
question.
It's gonna exist. It counts.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yes,
I'm tired of Bunte acting like he's in the driver's seat with this next question and
I
next
am
segment.
not in the
thing.
driver's seat,
Right, bro. Like you about to get muted and booted from the show real quick. You keep it up.
Amen, brother.
That's what we
Contract
Amen.
terminated.
You know, I'm a just throw in one. This is kind of an underrated moment in the scale of Bubba's Cup career, really. But I'm gonna go with that Coke 600 run, that last 50 laps this
Oh no,
year.
that was beautiful.
I
That was
mean
beautiful.
him doing his thing on the restarts with Freddie, and like that car was just hooked up.
Cooking.
And I think he finished what, third or fourth? I can't remember. It was third
It
or
was fourth
fourth.
because I think Tyler was
Tyler
third,
finished right. No, he beat Tyler like in the
Oh, no,
last
that's
two
right, yeah.
laps. I
Yeah,
remember
he
that.
did. He
passed
passed Tyler. So
Yeah.
He
killed him
got
off.
blocked the last one.
Yeah.
That was a master class right there because he
was.
if he had
And,
had a
like-
few more laps he would have caught up to Blaney, and I really wanted to see that.
Yeah, that was just such a great moment because he's had the 2 wins in the Cup Series, but that was just a moment where it's like, yeah, this dude can drive. Like,
But and that was
he
kind of the
can
turning
drive.
point too.
Yeah,
Because I mean, up
definitely.
until that point, we had not had any luck. Like
yeah.
it was
No
we
luck,
we
no
was in pain by
speed.
that
We
point.
was
Yeah.
just
It was just-
existing.
Yeah, and so to see him do that, I mean, I lost my voice screaming and like almost broke my neck jumping because I was serious. You could ask Phil and Sarah. I was going off because that boy was flying. That was
I do got one more moment in my opinion.
He asked for one moment.
Let him talk.
I'm sorry. Thank you,
No.
Kiana.
I got
I was
that.
gonna let him
Ask
finish.
Hold on, wait.
I just
I'll make
wanted
it
to
better.
put that point in.
Hashtag Ask Bonte, what are your top 2 Bubba moments?
Yeah.
Got him.
Thank you, Shane.
Whatever, y'all. Also the All-Star race from this year, even though yep. The All-Star race from this year, even though Kyle Larson won. Ugh. Him literally calls them out. Him literally getting out and doing the crying and stuff and doing the crying pose was top tier for the haters. That was too hilarious. But Bubba's like, oh, y'all hate me? Well, stop crying. I'll be okay. And then go on to finish second in that race.
Yeah.
Top
We
moment.
got a 2-3 finish on that. That was great. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
You know, I'm gonna just say it here and now. The Columbia scheme that's coming that we don't deserve is probably gonna be the best one that he's ever
Oh
had
my
ever.
God!
In the history of
Don't
ever.
even. I'm
In the history of ever. If the moon, what car did he have that I went crazy? Was it the moon car?
The moon car.
It was
The moon car.
Yeah.
Was
Expect me
absolute
a
fire.
Columbia card on Twitter tomorrow.
Yeah.
Absolute fire, and I just know
Columbia
this,
just
a
been
Star
killing it this
Wars
year.
Columbia collab.
This is
Bro,
crazy.
what?
Now,
Oh,
my only question
PS.
is, are we gonna get the diecast?
No. Columbia be like, we're gonna offer the Luke Combs car, which is the exact same car that ran earlier, but with
Yeah,
Luke
because we didn't
Combs
get the
on
moon
it.
car.
But
So
we're not gonna offer any of the other
we didn't
ones.
get the moon car.
Wait, but they did. But Chance said diecast merch everything. What we got? And then they responded with the eyes emoji. So I won't count that out.
Until
Hot
I
Wheels
see
make Star Wars.
I need to
Until
see
I
it.
see it.
So they might not be
until
able to.
no, I don't even need to see it. When I see the transaction on my statement, that's when I know.
Right. Ask me for my credit
That's what I'm
card.
saying.
Because-
If it do
because
transact, I get your
We
previous
got
right.
no other diecast this year,
Because
and I'm mad.
if the transaction doesn't go through, it ain't real.
It ain't
We
real.
done been here too many times before.
Amen.
Until
Get my
it's
email.
shipped,
It
it ain't
says-
real.
Get my email. It says one item was removed from your Lionel Racing order.
Pain.
All right, Bonte, we got one other
PS.
question. Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay.
No, you already
let him
PS me. Go
ask.
ahead.
If you're on the 2311 mailing list, be sure to use your Columbia discount code prior to tomorrow at midnight when it expires. I was kindly reminded of that earlier today.
Oh my gosh, I did forget.
We made the
Dang,
cut.
thank you.
you have until tomorrow midnight 12 to order your merch using the 2311 code from the survey that you filled out. Otherwise, you ain't getting one. All right,
No
back to Ask
more.
Content.
What we got for the last question?
So this question is from Brandon. He asked, "What are some bucket list races you want to go to? NASCAR or any other racing series?"
Definitely Daytona 500. Need to get my bread up. Definitely the Indy 500. What else? For sure. Talladega, of course, and
Come down to Martinsville.
yes, Martinsville and
Meet
Kansas.
all the homies.
Yeah, those are my races. Oh, and
Okay.
Laguna Seca. I'm done. Sorry.
Ooh, that's a
Very
good
good.
choice.
I'm going to open this up to the cast, the group, the collective, because I like this question. Me, I've been blessed enough. I've been to Speed Weeks once. It was awesome. I would definitely experience that again the exact same way that I did going to the duels, the truck race, the Xfinity race, and the Cup race. It's awesome. I want to go to the 24 Hours of Daytona. I don't know how I'll stay awake, but I would really love to see that in person. I think I guess I want to go see the Indy 500, but I think the next super duper thing that I absolutely have to get to, I need to go back to Daytona, man. It's an experience. It's one of the greatest tracks with working Wi-Fi that works all the time. Richmond, fix your Wi-Fi.
Shout
Daytona's
out to
works
Martinsville's
beautifully.
Wi-Fi though, because it worked the entire race for me. I was very
You know,
impressed with
man,
that.
we need some. You want to get a younger generation of fan? Make sure my Wi-Fi work. But that's my 2 or 3. Arthur.
I would say Daytona as well. I've never gotten to go there, so seeing a 500 in person, I feel like that's one of those experiences that every fan, if they have the opportunity, should get to go. Also, I love Darlington. I've praised that track's reputation and performance all the time. I've never been to Darlington. I'd love to go to that race. Talladega as well, and I'm gonna say, if I had to pick another one, I'm gonna go with a street course. So whether it's Chicago or Montreal, I would love to see one of those in person just to experience that. It's so different. Going to the Chicago street course would be fantastic. So hopefully I can get to one of those.
Omelette du fromage. Okay.
For me, it's always been Daytona. Got to get down to see the 500 at least once in my life, if not, a couple times. But much like Vontae, I gotta get my bread up before I can even consider that. So,
yes, sir.
We need to just like we're gonna have like a VOV meetup in
trip.
Daytona.
Yeah, just get a whole,
we gotta get like a
chat together.
So.
We'll pull all the money together. We'll all meet up somewhere. We'll fly down.
Listen,
I'm driving down. I ain't flying. I'm driving.
Listen,
I need my car because I gotta go to Kansas State Center.
Do you realize the logistical work it takes to get those people to order some merchandise? And you want to fly them all to Daytona?
I ain't flying nobody. I said I'm taking my car. Y'all can do whatever y'all want to. I'm driving.
You can strap me to the roof of your damn car.
I got Shane's 15 minutes away. It's cool.
Yeah,
we got that.
I highly recommend if you drive to Daytona, leave at 5 a.m. and not at midnight.
Oh gosh.
Just know my experience. It was rough. Like Yana knows it's that certain part of 95 in South Carolina when it's just trees and bridge and trees and bridge and trees and bridge and trees and bridge and trees and bridge. Try doing that at 4 o'clock in the morning, looking out for deer. It's not fun.
Through South
not
Carolina.
fun. Not fun.
When you drive through South Carolina, you feel like you live there for once by the time you're out of it.
Pretty much.
Man, shout out to whoever made 95 the way that it is, because do it over. But yeah, I went the year that Bubba finished second, and him and Denny had that beef, and then they were friends again, and now they
I forgot
drive
about
together.
that.
Oh
I
god,
didn't.
that race.
I mean, I remember him finishing second. I forgot about the Denny beef.
Yeah, there was beef. He
Yeah.
kicked him out the basketball league, and ooh, it was hot. But oddly enough, the ticket prices at Daytona get more expensive the higher up in the stands you go.
There's a lot of tracks are like that, yeah, because it's a better view.
It's just
Better view.
It's weird.
Yep.
Martinsville is understandable, but I'm like, Daytona big.
think
Like, I'm
Charlotte
not trying
was
to
like
be next to the spotters and try to see the whole track. Like, I need binoculars, bro. Like, have a good time. You know what I'm saying? I want to see, but I ain't trying to see. Yeah, that was a good question. I like that question.
I didn't get the answer. Hold up.
Oh, my bad.
Wow.
Mm.
All right.
That's why I said, oh,
Hey.
I'm
Dang.
scrolling the notes.
Number one, I'm going to Daytona. It's usually my birthday weekend, so I have to do that one year. Hope I might try to do it this next year. I don't know, but I'm gonna try to do that plus Kennedy Space Center in the same trip. So that's like I feel like that's the most Kiana birthday trip I could possibly do.
Base.
Shout out to
NASA.
astronauts.
Shout out to NASA. Yes, Victor
Has
Blessings.
base
Shout out
ever
to
been
future.
said on
Astronaut status. I'm playing.
Yes. Probably going to be doing a lot more road courses this next year, for certain reasons. But I do want to. I really want to go to Indy. I would love to go to Indy. I want to try to do like. I don't know. I want to see more of like Laguna Seca. I would love to go there. That'd be cool. I actually really want to see Nürburgring in person, though. I've been thinking about that. That'd be a really cool trip. I've always wanted to see it because that's like one of my favorite tracks on Gran Turismo.
Nürburgring.
Yeah.
That long goal.
Like go for Le Mans, or you just go.
Shoot. I mean, I'd love to see the 24-hour race in person, but yeah, I mean, Le Mans. No, but yeah, I would love to go overseas and see some of those tracks too. Cool. I think that'd be really dope. So.
I will visit one F1 race to see Lewis. That's it.
Yeah, I did. I feel like I have to go to one, but they're so expensive. It just feels inaccessible to me. So, like I can't prioritize it because it's just so much money just to go to a race here in America. Like I don't know.
Wasn't Miami like 10 grand?
It was ridiculous.
Vegas is like 40. I feel like
Vegas is stupid. Yeah.
I had such excitement for Vegas. This is like Miami, that's out of my league. Coda, that's kind of expensive. But like the first year for Vegas, like, oh yeah, we can go. Yeah, let's do it.
Nope.
Waited too late. Then MGM hit me up with my rewards. It's like, hey, Jared, you can for $2,000, you can get tickets to the race and a room that sleeps a half a person.
Half a person?
Do you want to go?
You gotta sleep in the hallway.
My legs are in the hallway.
My legs.
Jared's legs about to be dangling out the window.
You gotta use a porta potty outside.
I thought about it. That's what the crazy thing was. I was like, man, that would be really cool because the only way I can stay awake to witness it is if I would be like in person because that race not gonna come on at 2 in the morning.
No, I'm gonna be asleep. I'm sorry.
We record that one because if you've never been to Vegas quite literally does not sleep. Vegas is busy from sun up to sundown and then back 2 times over again. So I think just logistically with traffic and people, they had to find a time of day where they could get it in, they could get it done. It'll be awesome. Everybody overseas can see it, and then ta-da. But it sucks because all of the overseas countries they get to experience a decent start time. It's like 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, or whatever it is, like we normally do when they're in Australia or something like that.
Australia.
But the logistics, like they had to do it because Vegas. That's the only reason why. So
yeah.
Oh well. Silly season. Apparently, Noah is failing upwards, and he's a favorite for a 10-car replacement.
Look,
Now,
if it gets Eric out the car, I'll take it. Whatever.
if it gets exactly, I was getting ready to take the
Whatever.
words out
It
of my
is what
mouth.
it is.
If it gets
Yeah,
Eric
yeah.
out the car, welcome back, Noah Gregson. Welcome back. I'm
I've signed
excited
a
to
contract.
see Wendy's
Signed a
back
contract
on the
with our
car.
team.
I'm trying to see that nacho cheeseburger is magically delicious. That's the only one plug you'll ever hear from me about Wendy's, but the
Vicky
nacho queso
Bang.
burger is actually fantastic.
Hit it head on into the Chicago street.
I will give it. How about this, Jared? I will get that burger a try this week and give my
It's
review
really
towards it.
good.
I don't think I tried that one either.
I haven't.
I'm gonna give it a try.
It's like you wouldn't think that those combination of ingredients would taste good.
Yeah, that's a lot. I think that's why I
But
was like
it's-
kind of scared.
That's probably insane because
Because like
Usually
the
in the
bun, it's
podcast.
like the bun is kind of intimidating because it's like cheddar and jalapeno. I'm like, this might be weird, but it actually like culminates really, really well together.
Change
They
the
just
name of
need
the
to give you some more
podcast to
queso
Wendy's
to
Lane Vibes.
surprise.
Make the
Whoa,
helmet
whoa.
like the
Are
Wendy's
they
girl.
paying?
We got a little
Are
too
they
much dip
paying?
on the chip there.
Look, I'll wear a Baconator shirt if they want to come over here. I don't
That's
care.
what, that's what I'm talking about.
I love some
I'm
I live
saying
by
pay
Wendy's,
us.
so
But
Shout out to
yeah.
Wendy's.
Shout out to Wendy's. And then Sheldon's news got ruined. He's gonna join Handler at RG Ara. So what they tried to do? Have Sammy, Sheldon, Chandler,
We got both
and
the
then
Smiths.
put Ryan in the
no.
the All Star
Sammy-
car.
Sammy Smith is leaving the team to go to JJ.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
Sammy's going to Colleague.
No,
No,
Sammy's
Sammy's
going to
going to
JRM. Yeah, he's driving the 8.
He's taking over for Josh Berry.
Yep.
So it'll be that makes sense then. I was kind
So
of
Gibbs might just leave do the exact same thing, put Sheldon or
I think Sheldon go to 20 car.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And then who has the 54? Chandler. Chandler has the 54.
Or the 18.
And then the
Or the
19 will be
18.
the.
I think they want to
The
keep
19 was the
18
All Star car
next
this year, right?
No.
Yeah.
No, the 8 no, because Sammy Smith drove the 18 car full time.
No, I'm saying the 19 was the All Star car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
They should keep it that way, honestly.
Yeah, agreed.
54 doesn't even need to be a JTR number, period, but that's none of my business. I mean, it's not like the 18's your most legendary number or anything, but
Well, who knows? Maybe when somebody replaces Denny, maybe they'll pull the 18 back out. Who knows?
how are they going to flip off the guy they don't like that drives the 11 now? Then you can't
Old-fashioned way.
you can't hold up the ones
Old-fashioned way.
anymore.
Old fashioned.
He
I'll just
put his
hold
stuff
up.
in the rafters.
Hold up one other middle finger 8 times. That's how you do it.
And yeah, let's get down to the nitty gritty. The most important part of the show. We do have a championship to decide across all 3 series. Let's talk picks. Trucks. We're just gonna go one by one, and then just pick who we pick. Personally, I'd like to see Raj's team, GMS, the one that we got with a bang. I'm picking Grin and Finger to walk off at Phoenix.
I kind of feel like it. He hasn't had a win in a little bit, so I feel like he's kind of due
Milwaukee.
for it. So yeah, I feel like he's due. I would like to see, like you said, I want to see GMS kind of get a walk-off win. That'd be great.
I want Ben Rose to get his second championship, but I'm leaning towards Grant Anthony to get his first championship and sent off GMS and great spirits.
I'm gonna go Hocevar. I think he's got the most wins. He just won at Homestead. He's got the most momentum. That's my pick.
I will say before I make my truck pick, shout out to GMS. They won a championship with my boy Creed. But according to my clock, it is Heim time. So that's my pick. Corey Heim be the champion come Friday night.
Fair pick.
That's a fair pick.
Yep.
That's fair.
It's gonna be a good race.
Yeah.
It's
gonna be a
definitely
great
good
race regardless.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be the only Phoenix. If you can do one thing for me, tell NASCAR make all the championship races at night and make them special like it used to be in Miami. Like I think that's another reason why I don't really get down with Phoenix, because what you got lights for? Use the lights.
The truck one always like hits different because of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Always hits different. It's always more special.
Doesn't Xfinity usually end at night too?
I mean, it's gonna be
depends on
10
how many
o'clock
times
our
they
time,
wreck.
so
Yeah. It's
gonna
gonna be
a late
late.
night. Go get
late night.
coffee.
Late night.
Yeah.
Xfinity. I choose John Hunter Nemechek. There's nothing stopping him. Like, it's to the point where if he loses this championship, I'm throwing a chair. Me personally.
That will
You've
definitely be a
done
life
so
stream race.
much.
Yes.
You've done so much this season.
Boy,
if you don't win this,
seriously,
it's gonna be similar how he got all those wins in the truck series and then get the championship. It's gonna be like that. But to be honest, give me
take your time.
I'm sorry. Who's the championship for again for Xfinity? I'm sorry.
For Xfinity, you have Sam Mayer, Justin Allgaier, John Hunter Nemechek, and Cold Custard.
Cold Custard.
That's not nice.
It's been his name all season. He's used to it.
Nothing on this show tonight has been very nice, to be honest with you.
I'll say, I'll say Justin Allgaier. It's his time to get his first.
He does run pretty well at Phoenix, so that's not a bad pick there, Bunte. That's a good pick.
I would love to see Allgaier win it. I mean, he's just such a nice guy. I love him. That would be really nice to see.
The JRM mainstay. The reason why Junior keeps coming back to do it. All right, Shane, who you got for Xfinity?
Yeah, I would be okay with either JRM guy winning. I think I'm gonna go with Sam because he's been my guy all season. But again, I don't know why, but I've just been riding this train of these folks that have to win and get in, and just being hyped on them going into the championship. So I'm gonna pick Sam, but Justin is my asterisk backup.
For me, it's gonna be that PYE Barker Fire and Safety Supra, John Hunter Nemechek. He's winning the championship. It's like y'all said. I mean, if he don't win it, then something happened to him. That's all I'm gonna say. I would, don't get me wrong, Sam would be cool. Cole, obviously, I feel like that'd be a neat story for him. And Allgaier, well, I wouldn't mind it. I think that, and this is not really a diss per se, but I think he is the Denny Hamlin of the Xfinity series.
I like that analogy you did.
That's fair.
Metaphor.
Yeah.
That's fair. It's a very fair comparison. And then the PA de Resistance, the Bill France Trophy. I like what Art said. You kind of have to ride to coattails of the momentum. There's nobody hotter in the Cup Series right now than Ryan Blaney. I'm picking him to win the championship.
Blaney babes, we up. It's coming. It's our time.
No wicked whims.
Chill, bro. Oh my God! Cut.
Let's see how serious she got.
Jesus.
Put tequila down.
Oh my God.
It is that.
Oh my God. Anyway.
Put it further down.
Ryan Blaney, 2023 Cup Series champion. That's it.
I would definitely be cool if Ryan Blaney gets first championship.
But
we know. I want to say it.
I know.
Go ahead, say it.
But y'all gonna hate me for this. Well,
no.
Besides,
it's just predictable.
But I want my boy number 20, C Bell Peppers, Chris Taco Bell, to get his first NASCAR Cup
Baby
Series
Bell
win.
cheese.
Bell cheese.
That's what he's known as in our house. He's Baby
Oh,
Bell
okay.
cheese.
Okay.
I mean,
But
out
What
of the four, those are the two that I would be fine with winning. I don't want the other two to win, so that's fair.
oh yeah.
at all? Bonte, what scheme is he running this week? I heard it's a double scheme.
Yeah, it is. So it's not this game from Daytona 500, but it's a different one. It is the D-Ward and Ream scheme in one.
Oh, he losing. Double schemes don't win.
But
I'm looking at a wall of champion diecast. Ain't none of them double schemed.
Tyler Reddick literally driving the Toyota. I don't want to hear nothing about double sponsored.
Too much dip on your tip.
Whatever you say, Art. Whatever you say.
All right, who you got?
I gotta go with Blaney. Not just because if I didn't, I'd be a hypocrite after what I just said, but also the fact that he is really good at Phoenix. You know, Logano had a cheated up Ford last year.
He did.
And Blaney was step for step with him the whole way, and probably could have stepped out and made it more competitive, but he was being the good teammate. So I gotta go with Blaney. A tiny corner of my heart would like the 24 to win. The drive for 5 is still alive in my heart and soul. But if I have to pick someone, I have to go with YRB.
Are you
looked at that pod scheme Sunday? You looked at that garbage and you had the audacity to say the drive for 5 is still alive?
Well, is Pods
Where's
running
the red?
Is Pods running this
the
week?
Numbers matching
Oh
the
wait,
roof
no.
number?
Oh wait. He's not running that. It's the cheated up Exalta scheme with like the all black bottom. I did see that.
Oh yeah, somebody did.
yeah.
I did see that.
No, don't try and.
So it's not Raptor. It's not the truck bed
No,
thing.
it's like their primary Exalta, but the bottom is all black from like the headlights down.
That's
it's all
shit
black.
illegal.
Yeah, they cheating, bro.
Cheating.
Yeah. Because it wasn't like that at first, and then they posted the revised scheme. And
random thing about that pod scheme, every time I squinted and looked at it in the stands, it looked like Noah's Wendy's car from last year in the 62.
Yeah, it does.
Those bad colors.
I tell you, they must have found something. They found something because it was around Talladega, I think, was the first race they did that with the black, and they were like, "Oh no, we just tweak it."
The color white. Every car he's been running lately has had the color white on it. They even changed that like mint green car he had. I don't even know the sponsor of it because I don't give a damn about him. But anyway,
as long as I never see that HP car ever again.
Oh my god, that was so ugly.
Ever again.
That was horrible.
Ever.
With all those pretty cars out there on the Roval, and then you just see that come through. It was like,
ever.
Like, did y'all forget? Like,
if that car become a diecast, I'm a riot.
And it probably will.
Said that it was.
It's on
pre-order. It had pre-orders before he even raced it.
Cancel it.
It's a Hendrick car.
It's terrible.
I tell you though, if he does win, he's gonna crack that fender into the wall. He's gonna do a burnout with the nose against the wall.
So
He's gonna do something.
He's gonna get out of the car with a sledgehammer and slam
the
hood.
Victory burnout. That's it. No. Yuck.
Shame.
Okay, I guess I got to pick now. All right. I had it written down. C Bell, baby. That's where we going. Christopher Bell going to win it. Toyota bringing home all 3. Clean sweep. They got 1 driver in the Final 4 in every series. And it's going to be Heim, Nemechek, and Bell. Bell knows how to clutch just as good as Blaney does, and people tend to forget that, it seems, lately. So don't count him out. Yeah, he knows how to do it. And this time he came in and did it early this year. He didn't even have to clutch up, so he's got that momentum.
Yes, sir.
Now, I will say, normally I'm not a fan of the dramatics, but NASCAR, if you're listening, if you want to give me a debris caution with 20 to go, force them to make pit stops.
Force them to 5 to back the ass in the wall.
Yeah, make Kyle Larson wreck. Make William Byron be like 20 seconds or something, make it a non-contender.
Right there.
I would love to see Christopher Bell, Ryan Blaney head to head for the last 20 laps. I think that would be a really endearing way to end the season.
Yes.
Man.
It'd be a great way to end the season, because then I can end on a high note as we go into that blasted football stadium in February.
Pace car breaks down.
But those are our
and
picks.
all 4 hit it.
NASCAR, don't let a Camaro be the pace car in Phoenix. Don't take that one.
Just
Leave
don't
that
buy
one.
a Camaro.
Leave that
Let
one.
that
alone.
be the lesson of the day.
Let the Camry do it, or do it how y'all did it. Where did they do it? At the All-Star race, or whoever
Where
was
they had
winning during the
every
breaks.
manufacturer.
Every manufacturer did it. That's a fair way to do it.
Yeah.
I don't remember where that was. I remember that. I thought it was cool.
Open mic time. Just want to make sure y'all know and realize that Raja is driving for Hendrick in Xfinity on Saturday.
Yes.
I just want you to know and be prepared. HendrickCars.com is going to a rightful car and not the 5. Shout out Raja. Let's go. I'm really excited about his plans next year because he hasn't said anything. Mum's the word. I won't be surprised if he cracks out a top 15 or a top 10 in Phoenix driving for old Mr. H. Just wanted to shout out him for sure before I would be remiss if I didn't give Raja the credit where he's due. He's driving for a big name talent, and hopefully that leads to some more fruitfulness, next season for him.
Absolutely.
What y'all got? Anything? Did we miss anything? We really need to have an analytics person like on part of the interruption. I mean, I don't know PTI that around the horn. We need to have somebody to just double check to make sure we good. The stat guy. I think we good though. Once again, Shane, thank you for making the time. We appreciate you and everything you've done for us the last 8 or 9 weeks that we've had the pleasure of sponsoring you in our race on the NRS series. Y'all make sure to turn into Shane this Thursday night at 9. He recently downloaded Phoenix, so he's going to hit the lab and make sure he's competitive there, so we can knock this out and get another great finish with the Victory Lane Vibes Camry, the OG black and yellow. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah,
Anything
definitely check it out. The last time we got the black and yellow on our car, at least for this season. See what next season brings. But, it's been an absolute pleasure to race with those colors and that logo on our car, and hand out a lot of cards to fans in Martinsville this week, and that was an absolute blast. And I know what Vontae is going to ask, so I'm going to go ahead and let him do that really quick.
We never got to I never asked you this question. So when you had showed Bubba the window sky scheme, what was his reaction when you saw that?
Yeah, so for those that didn't see it, Friday night, Xfinity was nice enough to invite me and a few other of our 2311 Twitter family out to Martinsville for a VIP event with Steve Laletta, president of 2311 Racing, and of course Bubba and Tyler. And Alex Weaver hosted, and she did a phenomenal job as well. But after the panel was done with them, everyone was allowed to get something signed by both of them. As for Tyler, just had a brief conversation with him. I don't usually ask him for like autographs and stuff. I just like having conversations with him. And Bubba, I would have done the same. But I thought before I left that it would be really cool to get Bubba to sign one of the hero cards that I had made with our Wendell Scott car on it that we ran at Martinsville this past week. And, I sat it on a table in front of him, and I pointed to the truck because the truck is kind of in like the top left of the card. And I was like, you remember that truck right there? And he was like, of course I do. And I was like, yeah, that was my first race that I got to attend when I was just 13 years old, 9 years ago in 2014. And he thought it was so cool, and he was like, that's awesome. And he took his time signing that thing, man. I could tell he was just looking at that car, and before he could even hand it back to me, and I was like, in that podcast on there, that's Victory Lane Vibes podcast, and I explained to him all about what it is that y'all do. So when you guys said on Twitter, he reposted, like, looks like Bubba got to meet us. Don't worry, he definitely did. At the tweet up yesterday, I actually forgot to post about this. But Bubba's boy up top, Freddie Kraft, was also given one of those cards and told about y'all because he was at the tweet up. So plenty of new fans made for you guys, hopefully, this week. There were so many cool people that I got to have conversations with about it. And just overall, it was a really cool experience. But Bubba loved it. A lot of fans loved it. A lot of people intrigued. A lot of people said they were going to look us up. So if you're listening and you're here from me, thank you so much for keeping your word.
I have to. I'm gonna do some research right quick. Where the what year the Joey versus Matt Kenseth incident? Oh, 2015.
2015.
Yeah,
Race.
it might be my 10-year anniversary where I go back to Martinsville because I was there for that. I got a speeding ticket and I'm too afraid to drive back to Martinsville for the race. Still frightening experience. But yeah, just definitely shout out to Shane, shout out everybody who supports the podcast. Shout out Phil, shout out Sarah, shout out Shane's mom,
and TJ.
Shout out everybody and TJ. Shout out everybody that repped the squad at the racetrack. You know, we had some people that were fortunate enough to be there, fortunate enough to be in spaces where most of us can't be, but you know, we were mentioned, we're known about, and we got one more episode to bring to you guys before we kick off our off-season fun. So hopefully you can see a couple more of our shining faces and some more big places in 2024. But with that, that's a fantastic segment to end this on. So we bid you all farewell. We bid all of our picks good luck. Carl will be back next week for the season wrap to take off the wrapping paper what we got planned for you guys in the offseason. We'll see you then. Au revoir.
Peace.
Bye, y'all.
See ya.
See ya.